Hey guys, it's Julia and welcome back to Juilliard. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made these miniature rugs. They're very simple, and so let's get right on into it. First, to start, we're going to need some fabric. Now you can use normal cotton fabric, but I chose a fabric that has a little bit of texture to it. You just want to make sure that your fabric isn't too thick because we're going to be putting this through the printer. So I'm going to lay out my fabric, and I'm getting an A4 piece of paper. That's just the size that my printer is set to, but you can do any size paper that you want. And I'm just going to cut out my fabric to match the size of my paper. Once your fabric is cut out, you can just set that off to the side. Next, I'm going to bring my piece of paper back, and we're going to need some wood glue. And we're just going to put a thin layer of glue over the whole piece of paper. Now you don't want to make the layer of glue too thick or gooey, because then when you put it through the printer, you don't want to get glue inside your printer. So I'm just getting a sponge brush to spread the glue evenly over the whole paper. Then you're going to bring your fabric back and carefully line up the corners of your fabric with the paper, and then slowly smooth out the fabric so that there's no more lines or bubbles, and so that the paper and fabric are stuck together nicely. Then you're going to put that off to the side. Then you're going to find and arrange some different rug patterns that you like, and you're going to print this onto your fabric. So when you're printing onto fabric, make sure that the fabric part of your paper is facing downwards, because the paper is going to flip around and it will end up printing on the fabric side. So I'm putting the fabric down, paper side up, and then I'm just going to print my designs onto the fabric. One of the reasons why I like this method so much is that you can make the rugs really any size that you want them to fit any scale that you're doing. Now we're going to cut out the rug that we want to make first, and we're going to be removing the paper from the back. You need to make sure that the glue is still somewhat wet. If you let this dry, it won't turn out as well. So just take a damp washcloth and gently dampen the paper on the back. Then take your finger and just rub away the paper. Sometimes it won't come off all the way, but it will come off enough that it will leave pretty much just the fabric. You don't want to go too deep though, otherwise if the fabric gets wet, it will smudge your pattern like this. So now we're going to cut around the rug, and for this method we're going to be cutting close to the edge of our rug. Then I'm going to be bringing in some clear nail polish, and I'm just going to be sealing in the edges with the nail polish. This will just prevent it from fraying at the edges. Now just wait for that to dry, and then you have your first rug. Now for the second type of rug, I'm going to be picking a different design, and I'm just going to cut that out. Then I'm going to be cutting off the ends of the fabric, but leaving the side pieces on. Then I'm going to be doing the same thing and removing the paper backing. Next, I'm going to get some tweezers, and I want the kind of tasseled look at the end of this rug, and so I'm just going to be slowly pulling out the long strands from the end of my rug until I'm happy with how much fringe there is at the end. Then I'm cutting some of these fuzzies away that were left after pulling out the strands, and I'm just going to do the same thing to the other side. Then I'm going to fold over the edges, and this will just give the rug a more rounded off finished look if you prefer that. So I'm bringing in my tacky glue, and I'm just going to glue down these edges. And that is the end of the second way that you can make this rug. So that is the end of this video. These are all of the rugs that I made. I love this because you can do any kind of rugs you want, and you can also use this method of printing on fabric to make blankets and pillows or curtains or anything like that you want to make. I really hope that you guys will try making these rugs for yourself. Please feel free to like this video or leave a comment to let me know if you like these videos and if you have video suggestions you'd like to see from me in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!